So this week we are talking about customer service in supply chain, and I'm going to share my 7 truths of customer service. Coming right up. So this week we are talking about customer service, and I'm going to be sharing my 7 truths of customer service. Why? I still see so many businesses getting these wrong. So let's get right into it. And what are those 7? First of all, and excuse me, I'm going to read these off some notes. Most companies don't know the service needs of most of their customers, but they assume they do. Why is that? It's probably through a lack of interaction with customers, a lack of surveying customers, a lack of performance measurement. But in every business that I've worked in, and that's been hundreds, if not thousands, over the last 30 years or so, the companies didn't truly understand the service needs of their customers. So that's really important. Understand what your customers want. The second one then is related to that, because then some companies tend not to segment their customers by those service needs. So obviously if you've got a whole bunch of customers who want service within 2 hours, and some want next day, and some are happy to get their products in 10 days, that gives you the opportunity to segment by that service need and differentiate the service, and hence be able to align your supply chain cost with the service that you're delivering. Number 3, some customers are happy with what you might perceive as poor service. It's true. I buy a lot of stuff online, and yeah, look, I know the trend these days is to get everything delivered same day or next day, but some things you don't need like that. And let's say I'm ordering bags of compost for the garden. Stocks are getting a bit low. I'll put an order in. I don't mind if it takes a week to get here, as long as I know it's going to take a week. That's the key. So very often we can be over-servicing customers and getting much higher supply chain delivery costs than necessary. So make sure that you really understand the service wants and desires of your customers and match your service to that. Number 4, most companies don't have sufficient supply chain cost and performance visibility, and hence underperform. It's true. So if you have this blanket policy that all customers are going to get a similar level of service, all products are going to get a similar level of service. Think about your products for a moment. Let's just digress for a second. You might have some products that are extremely fragile, have to be temperature controlled. All of those things are going to have a more costly delivery service. So if you don't have good visibility of all of your costs all the way through the supply chain, and particularly out to the customer in the delivery areas, you're not really able to manage that effectively. What is it they say? What you can't see doesn't get managed. You've got to have the visibility of that data. Next one, number 5, not all your customers are happy, but they often won't tell you. It's a funny thing that if you get really good service, and surveys have shown this over the years, if you get really good service from a company, you might tell 1 or 2 of your friends, hey, it was really good. The product was excellent and it got delivered really quickly. Conversely, if you get really bad service from a customer, on average, people tell about 10 of their friends. So you see the really bad PR implications for a start with poor service. But the other element is they're not necessarily going to tell you. They're going to grumble a bit, and they'll just think, well, I'm not going to buy from that company anymore. I'll go somewhere else. So it's really important to have that engagement with your customers. And if you get customer complaints, don't think of it necessarily as a bad thing. Particularly on social media, because it gives you the opportunity to actually address it publicly and fix it. So it's actually a bit of a PR opportunity. Don't think of it as totally negative. And also your customers are going to truly appreciate the way that you handle things that have gone slightly wrong. We've all had bad service over the years, and I've been really surprised sometimes at the way companies have gone out of their way, not just to apologize, but to make amends. So take those opportunities as well. And remember, not all customers who have bad service are going to tell you. Now, the last 2, really important, and you will not be surprised by these. Number 6, all companies have non-profitable customers and orders. All companies. So yeah, we're getting into the realms of cost to serve. If you don't know anything about cost to serve, there's lots of cost to serve videos on the channel. But what I mean by that, and it comes back to this visibility of service performance and cost. If you don't have that visibility down to a customer and a product level, you won't know which of your customers and which of your customer orders are losing you money. And typically, I say to people, typically 10% of your customers and your orders being delivered are loss makers. I have seen, it's not uncommon for 30% to be loss makers. And let me share with you, I know a company where 80% of their orders were loss makers. Absolutely true. So if you don't have that visibility, get it quick. Start delving into the profitability. And then all companies have non-profitable products and services. That's the final one, number 7. So you're going to have customers and orders that are non-profitable. You're also going to have products and services that are not profitable. And very often salespeople in a business know this. You know, yeah, we tend not to make money on those, but we always sell these with it. And it's important, you know, you've got to have the yellow one to go with the black one, all those sorts of arguments. But you need to understand it. And sometimes it might be a business decision to say, okay, you know, that's going to be a loss leader. We're happy to not make too much money on that one because it helps us sell this one. But as long as you're making that decision based on fact and visibility of the cost performance. So there we go, 7 truths of customer service. Let's just put those up on the screen, the list of 7. Have a look through those. How many of those do you think might be true for your business? Do feel free to comment down below on any of those 7. If you have any interesting customer service stories, do comment down below. Love to hear them. And thank you for watching yet again. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.